Hello friends, today I'm going to teach you how to make some more Valentine's Day macarons. We're making two different heart designs and one regular circle design as well. And these macarons are filled with a delicious almond buttercream. You can grab the heart template on my blog, the link is down below, along with the recipe. I have different sizes for the templates that you can choose from. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every week. Place a bowl on top of a double boiler with barely simmering water. Add sugar and egg white powder if using to the bowl. Egg white powder is optional and not necessary to use. I have a whole article that covers egg white powder and when to use it and when not to use it. You can check the link for it down below. Whisk the sugar and the egg white powder together so the egg white powder doesn't clump up once we add the egg whites. Now add the egg whites and whisk to combine. Whisk until the sugar has melted entirely with the egg whites. If you touch the mixture with your fingers, you shouldn't feel any sugar granules. That's when you can remove it from the heat. Transfer the mixture to the bowl of a mixer. Begin whisking on low for about 30 seconds and then raise the speed to medium and whip for another few minutes there. Here I'm using speed 4 of the KitchenAid. Raise the speed to medium-high, which would be speed 6 of the KitchenAid, and continue to whip until the meringue achieves stiff peaks. My total meringue whipping time for this was about 15 or 16 minutes because I was making a double batch, so it takes a little bit longer. It actually also depends on how long I've spent whipping the meringue on speed 4. The longer it takes for me to raise the speed from 4 to 6, the longer it takes for the meringue to achieve stiff peaks. But please don't go by time. I know some people who take way less to whip the meringue and people who take longer. A lot is involved in that. I also have an article talking in detail about this. You can find the link below to check it out. It's called How Long to Whip the Meringue When Making Macarons. Let's check on the meringue now. Swirl the whisk in the bowl and you should feel some resistance from the meringue, but not too much. It shouldn't feel too easy, but not too hard. It should offer medium resistance. And the peaks should be shooting straight up and not bending down to the side. On the bottom of the whisk, the meringue collected should form soft but defined waves. Add the sifted dry ingredients to the stiff meringue and begin stirring with a spatula. This is the Macaronage stage and we're gonna fold the batter until it comes together and until you can see no more dry ingredients with the meringue. And that's because we're going to make two different colors from the same batch of macarons. Once you see no more dry ingredients, divide the batter between two different bowls and work with one bowl at a time, keeping the other one covered meanwhile. We're going to make the first batch pink. I'm using electric purple and also I'm going to add some electric pink by Macaron. Let's begin folding the batter. At this point, I felt like the batter needed a deeper tone, so I added a touch of fuchsia food coloring, also by Macaron. One of the ways to tell if the batter is done is to pick up some batter with a spatula and try to draw several figure eights with the batter that's flowing off the spatula without having it break up. And even after the batter breaks up, it should still continue to flow off the spatula slowly and effortlessly. Transfer the batter to a piping bag fitted with a round tip number 8 or 10. I'm going to use a number 10. Now it's time to work with the white batter. I'm adding some white powder food coloring by the Sugar Art. You only need about a teaspoon. Fold until the perfect consistency is achieved, as we have discussed before. The batter should be flowing off the spatula slowly and effortlessly, and you should be able to draw several figure eights with the batter that's flowing off the spatula without having it break up. And then, even after it breaks up, you should still continue to fluff the spatula slowly. Transfer the batter to a piping bag. Let's begin piping the macarons. Place the piping bag on the top corner of the heart shape, then pipe all the way to the middle in the center, on the bottom, releasing less batter at the end than you were at the beginning. This is going to help form the pointy shape of the heart. You don't want excess batter at the bottom, otherwise it's going to round out. Then move the piping bag to the other corner of the heart and pipe all the way to the middle again. Pipe one row of hearts and then use a toothpick to form the pointy heart bottom, and also to pop any air bubbles. You can also give the trays a little tap to release any air bubbles and to help the batter spread out and smooth out as well. It's important to only pipe a few hearts at a time and then use a toothpick to fix them rather than pipe the whole tray at once, because the batter is going to start drying and you won't be able to fix the pointy bottom of the hearts if the batter has started to dry out. After piping the hearts, let them sit to dry. I'm also piping mini hearts because why not? Look how cute they are. And I had some leftover batter as well, which is why I piped some circles as well instead of piping more hearts, since it was a double batch, and to be honest, I was tired of piping so many hearts, and circles are just as good. I'm letting these macarons rest until dry, completely dry to the touch before baking them. Macarons with shapes require longer resting than usual, otherwise they're gonna crack. I baked my macarons in a 310 Fahrenheit oven, rotating after 6 minutes so the macarons bake evenly on all sides. Not everybody has to rotate their macarons in their oven, it depends on the heat distribution in your oven. I baked my macarons for about 18 minutes on the large oven. On my countertop oven, I bake the macarons at 290 Fahrenheit. You should try to move a macaron, and if it doesn't feel jiggly, or touch the top of the shells, and if it doesn't feel soft, you can remove the macarons from the oven. I also have to bake them longer at the lower temperature, about 23 minutes. The mini macarons took about 13 minutes to bake. Alright, now let's decorate the macarons. To decorate the white hearts, I airbrushed them with pink airbrush food coloring by Color. I'm going to link my airbrush down below. It's awesome because it's rechargeable, so there are no wires getting in the way here. After airbrushing the shells, I mixed some golden luster dust with a little bit of liquid. I actually used vinegar. Don't worry, you're not going to be able to taste it. It evaporates completely. Then grab a little bit of the golden mixture with a brush and strike it against a fork towards the macarons to create a splatter effect on the shells. Now we're going to make the filling. This is an almond buttercream. Start by sifting together almond flour and powdered sugar. And then begin beating the butter with a mixer until creamy and fluffy for about 2 minutes. Add the powdered sugar and almond flour mixture to the bowl and mix on low to combine. Add the almond extract. Raise the speed to medium or medium-high and mix for another minute or so. If the buttercream is too stiff or is not coming together, you can add a little bit of milk or water to thin it out and to help the buttercream become creamy. Place the buttercream in a piping bag filled with the tip of your choice. I used a small round tip number 8. Now let's fill the macarons with the almond buttercream. I would have put some jam in the middle, but I ran out of jam and I didn't feel like making any last minute, but this would be awesome with some raspberry jam in the center. After filling the pink hearts, I decided to paint their surface with some golden luster dust. Again, I mixed some luster dust with vinegar. You can use water or clear alcohol such as vodka. Brush the tops of the shells to create a dramatic splatter of gold. And I also did this with the circle macarons. To fill the mini macarons, you might want to use a tiny piping tip, such as a number 3. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. To check out the full recipe, head over to the website. I'm gonna put a link in the description down below. You can also find the templates free to download on my website. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!